Hello all and welcome to Rust for C Engineers series. Let's get started. Learning a programming language involves two important aspects. Okay? The first aspect is understanding the language itself. So basically like language syntax, the data types it offers, the control flow mechanisms that it offers, and ownership model if it has any, and all other technical concepts. Okay. The second part is understanding the development workflow. So basically like how to create projects, how to compile programs, how to manage dependencies, how to test, how to debug, how to build and run applications. Okay, both are equally important because writing code is only one part of software development. Okay, so language concepts and development workflow complement each other. Together, they make Rust wholesome. Okay, so throughout the course the primary focus will still be on the language itself, but however whenever there is a need to introduce or learn development workflow, such concepts will be introduced. Okay, so we'll have to write our first Rust program, right? And before that, installation of Rust is important. Okay, so this video is basically dedicated to setting up the Rust environment on the system. Okay, so if it is Windows, there are two links given. You can install Rust from either of them, download and install, run the installer. Okay, so if it is Linux or Mac OS, you can run this command. Okay, so Rustup also, the name given is quite descriptive and so meaningful. So basically it does everything to get Rust set up, install and update. Okay, just get Rust up and running. Okay, so Rustup is basically a tool which takes care of installation. It also takes care of updates and it also manages versions. Okay, so when we install it, it installs the Rust compiler and cargo and standard libraries. Okay, so cargo will be covered as a separate video because it's very important. For now we'll just understand the you know installation methods. Okay, so and Rustup also takes care of updating to latest Rust versions. Okay, and managing versions, it also manages versions. There are three releases. One is the stable release, beta release and nightly release. Okay, all these three are managed by Rustup. So if you work with C or C++, basically we'll have to manually install different versions of GCC or Clang. Okay, so Rustup is basically simplified, and basically acts like a single tool to install, update and switch between Rust toolchains. Okay, and Rust is continuously developed. New language features, compiler improvements and all the bug fixes are added regularly. And developers need both the stable version and all the innovation new features. Okay, so there are three versions that are managed. One is nightly, beta and stable. Okay, the stable channel is basically recommended version of Rust for almost Rust developers. So when you install Rust, we always get the stable version. Okay, and stable version is thoroughly tested, it is reliable and production ready. It's updated every 6 weeks and most companies use the stable version. So the beta version is the next stable release. Okay, it contains latest features, latest features than stable, and it's also undergoing some testing. Okay, and this beta will become stable in few weeks in the next release. And from testing point of view, it is more tested than a nightly build. Okay, and mainly used for developers who want to verify their projects and they do not want to wait for stable release. You have a fix in beta release which is tested, a little bit tested, and not so unstable, and you cannot wait for stable release. You can go with beta release. So it's basically nearly production ready. Okay. So the nightly channel is built every day from latest compiler source code. It contains the latest and greatest and newest language features. And basically it's used for experimentation, but however it's prone to many bugs because it's not features are added but not thoroughly tested. Okay. Some features are available only on the nightly builds. Okay, so supposing when do you use nightly? Supposing the Rust team is working on a brand new feature and that feature is not supported in the beta or stable release. It's available only in the nightly release and you are okay to pick up some risks because you want to verify the feature, okay, the new feature. In such cases, you can definitely go for nightly builds, okay. And one beautiful thing about Rustup is that you can install all the three tool chains simultaneously. Okay, stable, beta, and nightly tool chains can be installed, and switching versions would not require, it doesn't require uninstalling the compiler and reinstalling. Just switching them between them is so easy. They can definitely coexist on the same machine. So basically you're writing, supposing you're working on three different projects, okay, multiple projects. One project uses the stable release, another uses the beta release, another uses nightly release, right, on the same machine. So what you do is just switch between each of them. Okay, that is release, managing release versions. And how do you verify it? So once Rust is installed, you can give rustc underscore underscore version, cargo underscore underscore version, basically to check if both are installed. Okay, so these are versioned independently but shipped together. Let's see. Okay, so when you install Rust, as we discussed, it installs the stable version, Rustup show. So if you see, this is the stable version is installed here. Okay, and if you are a beginner to Rust, don't worry about nightly or beta. We had to cover those for details and granularity, but excuse me, you can just go with stable. Okay, next one. It automatically installs stable version only. Okay, so just once installation is complete, just verify the Rust compiler version and cargo version. Okay, so if this is done, then your Rust environment is completely set up and we are now ready to write a program, and we'll cover that in the next video. Okay.